Carvana's so easy. Just a click and we've got ourselves a car. See?
So many cars. That's a click-tastic inventory.
And check out the financing options. Payments to fit our budget. I mean, that's
Clickonomics 101.
delivery to our door.
Just a hop, skip, and a click away.
And what?
No better feeling than when everything just
Clicks.
Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Altar Call. I am your host, Tane, here to talk about Love is Blind Season 10, episodes 7 to 9 in OHIO. And here, as always, with me is Brian from Mass Virgin. Hi, Brian. How you doing?
I'm disgusted by most of these men, but otherwise I'm good.
I don't care, Brian. I don't
Right?
What?
I mean, give this man a catchphrase, huh?
I don't give a flying fuck what you think about this show because what in the hell? But honestly, it's a sport at this time. You don't get fooled by the pods or what anyone's saying. Just wait for the demise of man.
Yeah. Wait for the mask off moment because it's coming.
Yes, that's pretty much it. So, yes, I don't know if I mentioned this the last time, but this season features people from all over the state versus a specific city like it used to be before. So now they're facing the issues like the internationals.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I live in whatever Naples and you live in Rome. How can you make this work? Like it's one of those all over again where I'm just like, yeah, I don't know Ohio geography all that well, but I know that Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Columbus aren't like 20 minutes apart from each other. So there's decisions that to be made here.
Yeah, they are. Okay, so we left off with Brittany and Devontae the last time, and we pick up with them. And I just want to say that I went hard on Devontae with an A last time, and maybe I didn't acknowledge enough that he did lose his grandpa through the whole thing, and that's a whole other emotion going through a loss. At that time, that being said, the man still don't like her.
Right.
So that's a whole other thing. But I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that he is going through a loss, which go home if really.
Exactly what Brittany said. He should have gone home then.
Yes.
Like I feel for you that you're going through a loss. That is terrible. That's awful. It seems that he and his grandfather were close, had a good relationship. Go home. Like it sucks that you have to miss out on this opportunity because of that. But go home. You can't put your emotional trauma on somebody else and just be like, hey, man, deal with me while I'm having a hard time with this. Like, no, that's not fair. Go home.
Yeah. And it's the other thing of, is your love only within, love, quotes, the confines of this show? Because if you go home and you truly do like her, you can continue something outside of that. Okay.
Yeah. There's not a clause in your contract that says you can't speak if you leave. You can't ever see this person again.
What a concept to continue something outside of a show. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we open to her ranting that exactly what you said, that he should have gone home. And I say this all the time. If you call someone your person, even if you're going through something, you can't shut them out every time you go through something hard. Because guess what? There is always something hard. That's the, should I say, beauty of adulting. We're just waiting like, okay, we're playing peekaboo. What's next? What's going to happen? So if that's the case, you're going to shut her out every single time. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So just be a man and admit that, this is not the person that you envisioned. So he does insist that he's ready and it's just been a lot. But then he apologizes, pulls her for a hug. But she has her arms crossed the whole time. She didn't hug him back.
And they zoomed all the way in on that.
What was that? A vape? Chapstick? What was the yellow thing in her hand?
I think it was chapstick. I think it was Blistex. But it's like, why are we zooming in on that?
It was pretty large though for it to be.
It was big.
It was big. So that's why I thought it was a vape or something. So, but she clutched that thing so hard, like we were not going to figure out what that was. So she's crying as he's hugging her. And the lyrics of the music playing was "Stay with him till the end."
Oh God. On the
Bad
nose.
advice. Bad advice. So they're headed back to Ohio, and we just get a montage of people just calling their family and friends and letting them know that they're engaged. I mean, social media was up in arms because I think Christine called Vic's mom by her name. I believe. I don't know if it was
Hmm.
here. I missed that part. So I was just like, listen, I've said this before on the pod. Like, originally from Nigeria, we don't call anybody by name. But I also thought, like, it's not so strange in America, but within certain cultures.
Yeah, it's I would have to clear it with him for what I should call her first. Like my wife calls her parents by their first names exclusively. I've never heard her call either one of them mom or dad. It's Laura and Larry. So
Mhm.
like that's how I talk about them. But if she was like, "Oh no, we'd really appreciate it if it was Mr. and Mrs." I'd be like, "All right, like I don't do whatever you want me to call them. I'll call them that."
Yeah, I think that was the whole point of the uproar was just the cultural divide. It's just like even for
Hmm.
the first time we had a miss and the
Hmm.
mister. And in our culture, we just everybody's our uncle and our aunt. So we're just
Yeah.
like uncle this, aunt this. So yeah. Okay, so sidebar. Do Nick and Vanessa just fly to the host city just to announce they're coming back home? Will they be divided by race, economics, whatever? And then that's it because that's all they do in the city.
Yeah. Either they film all that in like one day, like film all your shit at one time, or it's green screen. Because otherwise, this is a huge waste of time and resources
It
to be
really
flying back to
is.
do 8 minutes of work, if that.
Because you got to get a black car, you got to get a
Yeah,
hotel, you got to get hair and makeup
you're paying a per
just to
diem for that food.
say the couples are going to move in into their apartment and spend until 4 weeks, and that's it. So
Yeah,
that's always so
no, it
funny
better
to
be
me.
green screen.
They all move in at the same time, as in we see them all file in one line into the apartment. And all of a sudden, Devontae and Brittany are in a better place. I'm like,
Yep,
what? What do we
yep,
miss? They are
something.
telling each other that they have a good foundation and that she values that he's Christ-like. I'm like, Okay. If you like it, I love it, girl.
Sure,
So
you do you.
they're going to meet her younger brother and his wife. And I hope Devontae with an A, he doesn't combust being around that many people of color. Was
Hmm.
really hoping and
He's got
praying for
hives.
him. Like, woo! So they get there, and can I just say, I do not recognize the Brittany that is here. The Brittany that we meet is a person who knows deep down that this is not right, but doesn't
Hmm.
want to let on to her family and friends, and she is talking him the hell up. I'm
Yeah,
like, ma'am, we just saw you in your orange swimsuit, in your vape, Carmex, Blistex, whichever what it was, arms crossed, saying you weren't getting attention. Who is this man, Harpo, that you're describing to your family? Because we don't know him.
it's the opposite of Pedro and Chantal, where it's like I'm gonna love you in private and shit on you in person. This was the opposite. I'm gonna hate your guts in private, but in front of family, you are the best thing that's ever happened to me. Which I can understand because it's like if this goes well, I don't want their first impression to be me like
Yeah.
depressed about how much I hate this man. So at least let me
Yeah.
set him up for success in case.
That's true, but she was going out of her way. Like it was very excessive. Like, oh my God, he put like the microwave in when he ends it. And then what did he do? He set it back to the clock and he cooks and then he does that. And you never know they had a spat in Cabo. But you know what the good
Mm-mm.
thing is? It worked. Her dad is in
Yeah,
love with Devontae. Like that
Dad loves this
man,
guy.
he loves this guy. And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay. You know what's
wait
always
till you find
so
out.
it's always so it's not cringy, but I just wonder if it's embarrassing when the parents give their vote of confidence and it's like, wow, my ticker was completely off. Like
Yeah, you
I
hate
did
that.
not get that. That was like Madison from last season where she
Uh
was
huh.
like, Joe is the best. Like I have no red flags. He's great. And I'm like, wow.
Uh oh.
I know. It's always like, one of the things you learn as you get older is you have to see your parents as human beings
Hmm.
because you tend to see people, and not to say that, but I think it helped me with my relationship with my mother is recognizing that she's a human being first and then a mother. And with that comes with flaws and everyone's just doing their best
Yeah,
because some people tend to, I guess, revere their parents and don't see them as human beings. And it's like everything they say is gospel, everything they say is right. And to some extent, I understand that where they have your best interests at heart, but they're
yeah,
also coming from what they've experiencing life through their own lens. So everything they say is not necessarily gospel or what's best for you.
yeah.
So
Yeah, well, I
It's
mean,
always
I
something.
had that realization. I became a dad at the same age that my dad became a dad,
Mm.
and I remember having that moment where I'm like, "Oh, you didn't know what the hell you were doing either. Like you're as clueless as I am. Like you had no idea what you were doing." And it's just kind of that realization of like you think that they have everything figured out. I'm like, "Oh no, you were a mess, I'm sure, and had no idea what you were doing." And so that it humanizes
Yeah.
your parents. They're not
Yes.
deities. They're flawed people who also fuck up a lot.
Yes, because you see people saying, like, if my dad doesn't like them or if they like them, then they're okay. But you have to build your intuition as well. You can't just
Hmm.
depend. Because I see that a lot on reality shows where there are people like, my mom is my rock, and which is fine, or my dad,
Yeah.
and that's fine. But you have to build up your own intuition, your own gut instinct. And sometimes people confuse codependence with being close, but that's a whole
Yep.
different conversation.
Yeah, that's the entire basis of I Love a Mama's Boy. That's the entire series.
On that. Okay. So they're having dinner over there, and after hyping him up to her fam, this is Brittany and Devontae. They're back to their home, and they play a little joke, Devontae and his dad.
Corny.
That it was. I was like, okay, again, if you like
Yeah.
it, I love it.
Right.
But yeah, but either way, it went well. And they're back home and they're having dinner. And after we've seen the best hype work ever from Brittany to her family, she sidles up to him on the couch and is like, so I don't feel as secure as I did in the pods. I was like, did you in Cabo? Like, why are we revising the whole history?
You
This is
felt insecure since he
ongoing.
saw you. Yeah.
Yes, this is ongoing. And I think the thing to remember is she's just hell bent on, him finding her attractive. And I'm like, sis, you don't find him attractive like that either. Like, you are
No.
making do. So please, you are the prize. Like, you're a hottie, you're a baddie.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
please.
Good Lord. Don't
So
chase this man with no neck.
so she tells him, like, you don't compliment me, you don't you tell me that you don't tell me that I'm pretty, or is it that you tell me that I'm
Yeah,
pretty?
you
And
like my clothes, not my.
yeah,
You don't compliment me. You compliment my outfits.
yes, you compliment my outfits. And he's like, oh, like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Like, I think he said that he complimented her a little in Cabo, but then it was like, now you're just complimenting my outsides, but not who I am as a person. But then he's like, but the thing is, I do like how we addressed this, that this wasn't like you coming in as a negative, like we had a conversation, versus you making like passive aggressive comments like, you never do this, you never do that. And like, at
Hmm.
least we can talk through it and I'm going to do better and all of that stuff, which is nice and all. But at the end of the day, the man
Yeah.
don't like her like that.
Right.
So,
Does not like her. Does not find her attractive.
yes. So he's way too into his head with all that. Okay. So that was it for them. We'll come back with everything with the meetups. And then we have Jessica and Chris.
The
Um
devil.
Chris brings up his conversation with Emma to Jessica. No, with is it Emma? No, it's not Emma. It's
No, he
why
oh
am I
no.
blanking?
Oh
With Connor's girl.
Bree. Was it Bree?
With Breezy.
Yeah.
How could I forget Breezy?
Right.
I mean, yeah. So he brings up this conversation with Breezy to her, but I mean, Jessica's not tripping. Like, she's just half joking about why are things going so well. Like, this man is
Hmm.
lost in the sauce with Chris. And then they also make a joke about murder. Like,
Sure do.
gonna kill each other, gonna do this, but they're joking about it. And then they visit each other's homes, and they talk about the fact that he's told his parents that she doesn't want kids and he's fine with it and everything is well. And we thought Jessica was in cloud 9. She's on cloud 13 right now, because she's just like, thank you so much, like, you've told them, like, I feel so free, you're accepting of it. Like, she kept saying, I'm just so happy to be here with you. We go to see her home. She has a lovely home.
Hmm.
So nice.
Really, really nice. Really, really nice. And we're going to address what happens with them, but I have seen some people compare it to Akechi's reaction to MM's place and the switch up that happened after that. So
Yeah,
I'm not sure that's part of it, but I've seen people mention that as a comparison point.
You have beat me to it because I am one of them. I was going to mention that when we
I'm sorry.
get there. But yes, I do agree. She has a lovely home, and I do think that was part of the switch up. It looks like they had a fight, because the next thing we see, they're back in the apartments, and it looks like he stayed the night with his friend. And she was like, all you needed to do was call. And he's like, I don't need to be in constant communication with you, my
Fuck this guy.
fiance, the person I said I want to marry and be with for the rest of my life. Why do I need to be in constant communication with you?
Also, he came in from the window from the balcony, which I thought was very odd. I don't know what he was doing out there, but he like came in through a window instead of just opening the door, which was weird to me. But like, no one is asking for constant communication. If I was gone all night and did not tell my wife where I was going to be, there'd be problems. And it's not
Yeah.
constant communication. Like I go to play trivia at a bar twice a week. When I leave to come home, I say, hey, I'm leaving. When I get home, I know she's asleep. I text her, hey, I'm home. I'm in the basement. That's all it is. It's just letting her know where you are. It's not like constant back and forth all day.
That's too much, Brian. Come on. That's too
Apparently, I'm doing too much. I deserve an award.
much. So he says, like, apparently, she's like, okay, yeah, but you told me that it would be great to have a 13-hour break. And then he's like, no, I did not say that. She's like, I
I
would
never
not
said that.
pull that out my ass. Like, why would I say 13 hours? He's like, well, if I did, that's funny, but I don't know why I would need that. But knowing what we know now, that is absolutely something that he would say. I think the
Mhm.
thing that I really noticed, because I think she was sitting on the couch talking to him and her hands were out there, the fake tan was fake tanning. That
Yeah, it was
hand
bright.
was not in cooperation with the rest of everything. So I was
Mhm.
wondering, I don't think the couch was white, but I mean, she had clothes on. So
It was like a
it
cream
wasn't,
colored couch, I think.
yes. So I don't know. I don't think the couches were safe. So I am going to take a break here before I come back with the scene that had my jaw on the floor, even though I was waiting for it. I think I just didn't expect it to be Chris. And
You
I will
probably
be
should have.
probably should have. But we will talk about it. But just a reminder that, guys, I know the ads could be annoying, but there is a tier on Patreon, a $3 tier where you can listen to episodes ad free, patreon.com/autocall MAFS. And we'll be right back.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. It's February, and if you haven't already, that means pretty soon all around you, commercials, the grocery stores are going to be full of Valentine's candy, flowers, and of course that means lots of talk about dating and relationships. No matter what your relationship status, married, dating, single, or just focusing on you, you're right on time. Because much like adulting, we are all just trying to figure it out, and therapy can help you find your way and see more clearly where you want to be. With over 12 years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate, BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the US. And it works because BetterHelp has an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com. That's betterhelp.com. Watching our loved ones age is one of life's toughest transitions, and a lot of people are part of the sandwich generation where you have to take care of young kids and aging parents. I've been through it, and I've also seen some of my friends overwhelmed trying to balance kids, career, and home while realizing they can't do it all alone. It's a lot to carry. If you don't know where to start, Care.com is here to help you breathe again. You can browse background checked in home caregivers or explore local senior living communities. At Care.com, you'll find specialized support for everything from meal prep to support for loved ones with dementia, backed by real reviews from families just like yours. And Care.com has safety in hiring tools so you can hire with confidence. Or you can even get a senior care advisor plan and talk to a master's level social worker to build a personalized care plan. I'm partnering with Care.com because it really is an easier way to find help. For a limited time, go to Care.com and use code AltocallMAFS for 20% off your initial Care.com subscription or a senior care advisor plan. That's AltocallMAFS, all one word. With Care.com, start your senior care journey with confidence.
Okay, we're back. They're talking about the 13-hour break. I'm sure Jess hasn't even, you know, resolved that in her mind on what is this man saying when he suddenly just bursts out with, do you think we have a good physical connection? She's like, yes, I
Uh-huh.
do. Guys, they had a great, when they went to her house, it was just happiness all around. I'm so glad you're in my life. You're great. No, you're great. No, you're the one. Like, it, no inkling
Yep.
at all. And remember in Cabo, everyone was like, Jess and Chris were like the golden couple.
Mhm.
So this just came from nowhere. Then
They had
he
that whole
says,
talk about like, imagine all the crazy coincidences in our lives that had to happen to bring us together. I'm just like, it seemed like everything was fine. Then he saw where you live, and all of a sudden there's problems everywhere.
yes. And then he starts with, I want to see it through. Like, I'm not saying I want to break up or anything. Like, I want to see this through. Like, we got engaged for a reason and it was real. But to be totally honest, like, I date people who do CrossFit and shit because this man can say a word without cursing and has, like, like, how do I say this without being a dick? There's no way.
Too
But,
late,
like, he's like, a different, she's like, body? And he's like, yeah, I mean, like, someone who does Pilates every day and he just doesn't know if it's, there for him. Brian,
my God.
I paused the TV. I said, I looked up, down. I said, Chris, the
Yeah,
Labubu looking guy, Chris.
yeah. There's Lilliputian with rosacea. Like you are so she is so out of your league already, and for you to be like, yeah, you're not hot enough for me. I'm like, brother, physician, heal thyself. Like, look in the damn mirror.
Is the documentary The Audacity of Men coming out? Because I cannot, because
I was
you would
shocked,
think that Chris has like a six pack and he was like Mr. Universe and he was just punching down to the ground. Like, she's
right?
her doctor, she's so pretty. Anyways, you know what, I do think that, like you said earlier, and this is the part where I was like, she's a victim to she has a nice house and I can't handle it. So I got to come up with something.
Yep.
Because they were talking about moving. And I think the consensus was like he was going to move in with her, but she was in the suburbs, but he has like a good place, like in the city where you can walk to anywhere. And he was down. I was like, okay, it's an adjustment, but it's not that. It was like 20 minutes. I was like, what are you guys
Yeah.
arguing about? So for this to be the turnaround, like to me, it was like, it has to be the house. It's always either the house or you have met up with someone else. And
Mhm.
now there's a
Or maybe
whole
both.
thing. Or you were
I
just here
mean,
for clout from jump. So
well, this guy, I mean, to be clear, he exists deep in the manosphere. Like that's where this dude is at. The language he uses reeks of a lot of manosphere podcast bullshit talk that he has consumed. And I
Mhm.
think a lot of that is you need to have a woman who is not on your level so that you can like fix her and mold her into what you want her to be, because that is your natural state as a man. Is kind of how these guys think about themselves. And then he saw that she's better than you. She's more attractive than you. She's more accomplished than you. She has a better house than you. He had nothing he could go to break her down, to fix her into what he wants her to be. And
Mhm.
so he's like, you're not hot enough for me. That's what it's going to be. And she's just like, the fuck out of here. Like, he he very much seems like the kind of guy who does not want a woman to be able to challenge him, to be able to have any autonomy on her own. She exists as an extension of him. And if
Mhm.
that's not what it is, he doesn't want it. And that's how this whole thing felt to me.
And it's the weirdest thing because if it was one thing where she didn't say she doesn't work out, but she talked about it constantly. We always talk
Mhm.
about the edit. This wasn't edited out. We saw
No,
it. They even joked about it
in Cabo.
in Cabo in the honeymoon getaway, like talking about it. She's like, "I wish I was that kind of person. I am not." Okay,
Yep, I'm
like
not doing that.
just know that this is a situation. And he laughed with it. And also, I don't know what this man's workout regime is. Like, dunking in ice is not a
It's
workout.
not a
So I don't
workout.
understand where the Pilates stuff comes from. And anyways, I'm not
He's
trying
not
to get it
built.
make sense.
He
No.
doesn't have any kind of muscle definition. He's not like a big old jacked dude. He's not even one of these guys where it's like, oh, I bet you used to be in like amazing shape and you just don't go to the gym that often anymore, but I could see it like a little bit underneath. He just looks like a guy who's never really been that focused on fitness, but
Yeah.
he demands it from the woman he's with. Like, fuck out of here.
Because it's all about looking good and just showing like
Mm-hmm.
you bagged. And it's just like it's weird. So, as if that wasn't bad enough, he tells her, like, also, the other thing that I've been thinking about and feeling is like, I've just been wondering what it would be like to be with my number two person. I think she was so taken aback that she was like, who was your number two? You mean,
Right?
you mean Brie? And he goes, yeah, that's Brie.
Yeah,
And she
I want
goes,
to be with
oh,
her
wow.
instead.
Wow. This was like Joe all over again when Joe had that conversation with Madison
Yup.
and telling her and all that stuff. So She tells him like, "Yeah, okay, thank you for letting me know, but I don't know how this can be fun again." And he's like, "Oh, wow." And then she's like, "I really feel stupid." He's like, "Why? Why do you feel stupid?" And I'm like, "I don't know what's worse. I what he just dumped on her." I'm a viewer,
Mm-hmm.
and I listened to that and I was even overwhelmed for her to receive all of that. I can't imagine what she felt like hearing
Right.
all of that, because there's so many layers to it. First of all, the person that you think you love has just does not feel that way at all. And the fact that you could be with someone this long, even if it was how many days, and this person was totally faking it and you
Yep.
couldn't suss it out, that does something to you. Like, as much as you want to just get up, pick it up, but it's just like, wow, am I that way off that I couldn't tell that this man doesn't like where did this come from? Also, why am I falling for someone who can deceive me this way? Like, was it all
Well,
a lie?
well, there's that, and there's also, I mean, bear in mind, she came home ready to like get an apology from him. She came home
Yeah.
like, you didn't talk to me all day, you stayed out, like we need to communicate better. And this is what she got instead. Like the switch up of that would be jarring.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just a lot on camera and
Mm-hmm.
everything. Like, when you're not expecting something at all, like you just said, she came in for a whole other conversation, ready to have it. And now you just have to deal with all of this. And then he's like being blasé about it and acting like being glib, really, because he's like,
Yeah.
"Why are you upset? I didn't say I want things to end. Like, you're the one who is trying to end things. Like, how do you dump that on me?" And I'm supposed to be like, "Oh, honey, we can work through this. Like, I'm not changing."
Well, it's because the podcasts he's listening to tell him if you do this to her, her reaction will be, "Oh my God, I will fix it. Oh, okay, I don't want to lose you, so I will do Pilates every day from now on. I will do whatever you want me to do to get back in your good graces," because he's used to dealing with women who are not confident enough to like take this and be like, "Kick rocks, I'm out of here." Like he fully expected her to like grovel for his approval when he did this, and it didn't happen, and he didn't know how to handle that.
I fully expect Chris, like if she decided like she was gonna work on it and start working out, Chris would be like, "But I don't want you to do it for me. I
He
want
would
you
say
to
that,
do
but
it for yourself." Like,
yeah.
please.
Yeah, he's the worst.
So she says she needs to go home and she's extremely disappointed and hurt, but like she will be okay. Like, she had a wonderful life, she has a wonderful life, and
Mm-hmm.
she will be fine. And she just packed up her shit and she left. And I wish she didn't even say anything to him. I wish she just said thank you, got up, and just left,
Yeah,
and not
same.
even put up a fight or anything, because he's not worth it. Like, this was
It's
just, but this is the other part of it is, this is the new crop of reality men who don't care to be the villain. I need to make a name
mm-hmm.
for myself because Perfect Match is right there. Listen, Batiste recently
Yeah.
was on last season, Worst Cooks of America. You will find work. And like,
Mm-hmm.
there's literally a show called House of Villains. Like, there's a show,
Yeah.
ready for you. So they're just like, that's why he doesn't give a flying fuck. For anybody who doesn't get why I'm saying this over and over, I'm not cursing. This is just what Chris did the entire season. We're getting the entire episode. I'm sorry. We're getting to the where he says it the most, and they were even making fun of him, saying like, he doesn't give a flying fuck. He just kept saying it over and over again, and it's more like the man doth protest too much. Like, the more you're
Yeah.
saying you don't give a fuck, the more you do.
The more
So
fucks you give.
yeah, but this man gives a confessional and he has negative zero remorse, not even an inkling of remorse,
Nope.
and says, I mean, I don't know what this means, but he was like, it's just how I feel. I mean, when two people want to fornicate or have sex, I'm like, wait, what?
Manosphere language. I'm telling you, this is all manosphere nonsense language. This is the shit you hear listening to these podcasts. We're talking about high value females and stuff. Like, that's what he's talking about.
I didn't even clock that, honestly, until you were saying it. And
Yeah, it's
he's
all over the
like,
place.
if she doesn't like how I feel, like, I was just telling her how I feel, and if she doesn't like it, then it is what it is. And I'm just like, I don't know if this was intentional, but the producers got him in his confessional chair in the most unflattering way or angle
Mm-hmm.
that you could, where like, you could easily tell someone like, sit up. I'm not saying like he has a huge gut or anything, but the way he sat slouched, he just had his
Yep.
stomach all out, and it wasn't like, the most. So I want to give credit, whether or not I'm right, that the producers did that on purpose.
Yeah, they
To have
filmed it
him
like
there.
the opening scene of My 600 Pound Life. where it's like we're gonna get you from the worst possible angles every time you're on camera.
So to me, this is, I won't say it's the worst part, but to complete, if you are even in doubt that, oh, it's just how he feels and he was just letting her know that Chris is a terrible person, Connor and Chris meet up. We're gonna get to their section, but he texted Connor and Jess texted Breezy. So Connor and Chris meet up where it looks like, they have, apartment places have like this
Courtyard or whatever.
courtyard and stuff. So they meet up there. And Chris tells him that, hey, Jess just doesn't want to do it anymore. And he doesn't think like, the physical attraction is there. And Connor is like, did she say it was done? Did she actually say it was? He was like, I mean, I assume so. She left. And he's like, okay, did you call her? She's like, oh, she said she doesn't want to have, he was just making up stuff, anything to do with me. So I just imagine that, she doesn't want anything to do with me. And, I told her I didn't want it to end, but I was just trying to tell her, like, maybe we can work on it. I'm like, Chris, why?
Lying.
What are
For
you
real.
doing? You're on camera. So
I didn't understand what he was doing here.
yeah.
You're lying just to lie. Like, number one, it's on camera. Number two, Jess is talking to Breezy right now. So like, you're not gonna come out ahead on this where it's just like, yeah, she just went crazy. You know how women be. I'm just like, no, you told her you don't find her attractive and you want her to do Pilates every day and you're used to like a super hot smoke show and she's not that. And then she left. You're like, I don't know what got into her all of a sudden.
That's I want to say at the reunion maybe we can walk through his thought process, but we know that we don't get anything from the reunion. But the one thing he keeps insisting is that I kept saying like I didn't want it to be done. She's the one who wanted to end it. So Connor's giving him advice, write out your feelings, say what you want to her, tell her you still want to try. And in the whole existence of this conversation, this motherfucker does not mention the fact that he told his fiance that he's been thinking about, basically fantasizing about his number two, who happens to be Connor's current fiance.
Right. Which, frankly, if he mentioned that to Connor, which I don't know why he would, that'd be insane. If he did, Connor would go, oh, that's weird, because she was also telling me that you're going to be in her life regardless, and you guys are going to go and do all these adventurous things together. Like, I don't like how this feels at all.
I think that, why did he choose Connor? That is diabolical to me.
Yeah.
You guys are all friends, all brothers. Y'all love each other. You had, 5 people to pick from? 6 people? Well, Vic in there because they're shooting with a phone. But you had 5 people to pick from, and you specifically chose to have a conversation with Connor. That is diabolical. You are a terrible person.
I think he's sizing him up. I think it was let me, come to this guy and make sure that I am the alpha over him before I make my move on his girl. I think he was literally sizing him up to see like what advice would he give me. And if his advice does not line up with whatever toxic podcast I played on the way over here, well, then he's not good enough for her and I'm going to make my move. Like, that's how all of this felt to me.
Terrible. So that's it for that section. Again, we're going to talk about the meetup later on, but at this point, I didn't think anybody could be worse than Alex, and Chris was like, hold my beer. So
now I want to get your opinion on this, because I said this and people looked at me like I'm crazy. I think Chris is worse than Shake. Like, I believe after this drop of episodes, Chris is the number one villain I've seen on Love is Blind US, at least.
Oh.
Think about it.
Oh.
I didn't mean to drop a bomb in the middle of the episode, but
we're gonna take a break. Let me think about this. We'll be right back. And we're back. Do I have an answer? I'm leaning towards Chris, but my hesitation is recency bias is a thing. And I think the only thing that's putting Chris over the edge for me is that his diabolicness is not just limited to women. It's limited to men and what he's saying right now. And I'm trying to think of Shake. Shake was just reserved for
he was immune to deepty.
Yeah.
Right. Women in general, and particularly deepty.
Who, by the way, can I just say that Shake was on House of Villains just to validate my point that these people don't care.
See?
And he was a loser on there. And he's like, he met actual villains. I think someone actually said that to him. Like, please. Like, what? You
small potatoes.
What are you? You're a fingerling. So
baby golden potatoes.
Where's some Idaho's right here. I don't know
Right.
what you think you are. But I think I'm leaning towards Chris. But you know what, guys? This is a very good question. So I would like to hear what you think. Who do you think is worse, Chris or Shake? I think like maybe I don't have the time. There's too much to watch. But it would be like rewatching to see what he did. But Shake is pretty much up there. We should probably do like
Yeah.
a ranking of a Love is Blind. I mean, all the grooms, I guess.
Right.
And just rank
Yeah,
their
there haven't been that many
terribleness.
awful women. There's a couple, but not that many.
Yes, but the men there.
Men are
Okay.
trash.
Speaking of LIB villains, Ashley and Alex.
Mm.
I feel
Mm.
like Ashley has a gut feeling. This is why we need to take our prebiotics, ladies, so that we can listen to our guts. It tells us something, but we're always like down, down, down. We're not gonna listen. But I do feel like she's sus on him because after the meetup the first time in Cabo, she's asking, did you have any flirty conversation? And stuff like that. And thinking back on it, I do wonder if Brittany told her. That was such a random question to just be like,
Mhm.
oh, like, did you have any flirty conversations over there? Because it seemed like she was into him, she trusted him. So where did that come from? And it just feels like Brittany's the kind of person that will mention that. So I don't know. I
Mhm.
don't know if they chose to edit that out. But also, if Brittany didn't tell her, I want to know why.
Yeah, she has no reason not to.
Not to tell her. Like, that's a pretty big thing. Like, I'm not into you. But also, from the conversations we saw this batch, she is not saying anything about not being attracted to, well,
Right.
some version of it, but not quite like, so I'm not your type. Like, she's
Mhm.
oblivion. She has no idea. So another reunion question I would like to hear that I would not have my hopes up. But yes, from asking about did you have any flirty conversations to, oh, I'm gonna sage the apartment, and then she puts the sage way around him and is like, yeah, I'm gonna put it around you. Like, I'm trying to remove the evil spirit from you. I'm like, that is a half joke. I don't
Yeah.
so
I'm kidding, but seriously though.
for real though, for real. So I do think that she's beginning to have doubts. Let me put it that way. So they
Mhm.
call his mom, and I guess his mom drives oil rigs, and he's like, "Hey, mom, how you doing?" She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm out of town. I'm in Phoenix. You are? Yeah, I started a new job. You did?" I'm like, "Wait, is that not weird? I don't know, but that's weird to me."
It's weird to me. No,
Okay.
he does not know this woman. It's weird to me. Like, I talk to my mom most days, at least 4 or 5 days a week. I call mom and we talk for 30, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever. I know what she's up to all the time. So for him not to know what state she lives in and what her job is, I'm like, do y'all just not speak to each other? How do you not know what she's doing?
I mean, I'm giving grace to the fact that not everyone talks to their mom all the time, but at the
Right.
very least, I would think you would know if hey, I'm going out of town, or hey, I got a new job. Like, I tell my friends, like, hey,
Yeah.
I got a new job. Hey, I'm moving to, I don't know, Timbuktu. I don't know.
Yeah.
Talk less of your
Getting
mom.
a new job is like a big life event. It's not like, oh, I found a new restaurant that I like. Oh, you're there. Okay, that doesn't matter. It's I have changed careers and I'm living in a whole other place now.
But also, you have to be in contact with her for her to come visit on the show. There's a schedule.
Right.
Like, it was very odd to me because she was like,
Very
oh, yeah,
weird.
I'd like to come down. So I will come down. So you're coming down. It couldn't have been last minute. So that whole situation was, kind of weird to me. But
Mhm.
before we could even take a breath, we don't even waste any time. But this man mentions how many places he's lived, how many times he's switched his careers. Like, I think I posted this on Blue Sky where it's like, hey, Alex, I dare you to go 5 minutes without mentioning how many places you lived. And then it's that meme of that boy
Can't do
holding
it.
his breath and his veins just
Big old
bursting out.
vein. You can't
So-
do it.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, what is the correlation? You just moved in, let her take a breath. And this man clearly doesn't live here. Why was he allowed to participate? He's not in Ohio.
No.
He's unemployed. He has
Unemployed and homeless.
no address. He cannot go to the library and get a library membership because there's no bill to
No.
show. He's like, his stuff is in storage. And also, I found like Kia doesn't live there anymore. Tyler
really?
doesn't live in Ohio anymore.
That's wild to me. I don't listen.
Maybe they moved afterwards. I don't know, but it's like, oh yeah, Kia's in Atlanta. No, Kia's in New York, and Tyler's in Atlanta, or the other way around. But it's just like,
to be a petty Midwesterner, I get it. Get out of Ohio. get out of Ohio if you can. Run for your life. Like, I fully understand.
Well, for me, it's more about the show. Like, are
Yeah.
people just moving, trying to get on there and we're not vetting? Or maybe they moved after this and they think opportunities are coming. I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah. So that's why I'm just like, what made Alex worthy of participation? And again, you've been through this before where you've had people, on both sides, maths, Love is Blind, where it was an issue because it's not fair to the person coming into this experiment thinking, okay, I'm going to find my person. And part of it is that, okay, we're in the same vicinity. But now we have someone who's not here. And now I have to think about move me because everything about Ashley does not want to move. She's
No.
doing this because she thinks this is the love of her life. And then Ashley's just kind of like freaking out. And I think she thought like maybe he was kidding when he was talking about moving in the pods. Like, people do that. A lot of people
Yeah, people say whatever.
When I read what's her name? What's the Shonda Rhimes book, The Year of Yes, whatever. There's something she called like the blue sky theory, where people enjoy or spend a lot of time talking about their dreams or things they want to do than actually executing. They just like staying in the blue sky and daydreaming about it. And I think she just thought this is it. And for someone who doesn't travel much, it's like, okay, that's, 2 years down the line. But
Yeah,
this
one
is
of
a
these days.
lifestyle. This is a lifestyle for the man. So they she's like, just give me time. Just I need to, think about this. And I'm trying to think if this was when she was talking about her job. No, this was later. So I don't want to.
Yeah, that was later on.
They meet her family. How do I say this? Her daddy loves her. Like he loves her.
He loves her.
Like he's his favorite child. Like there's no, I don't know, the brother that was there. Sorry to that man, but
Right.
this is his earth, his moon, his stars. And she seems to have older parents. I don't. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know if they're older or if they just haven't taken care of their skin very well. Because her dad, well, listen, her dad's energy, was not that of an elder man. Her dad's appearance was that of an elder man. So like, I don't know exactly what, if you don't take care of your skin in the sun, this is how you turn out sometimes.
I was wondering earlier what Alex's heritage was, and we find out he's Kiwi because that's how he ended up in like Australia. He has dual citizenship. Oh, sorry, New Zealand.
New Zealand.
He has dual citizenship with New Zealand. Because I was, when he was having that conversation with Brittany in Cabo, I was like, oh, is he a Latino man? I couldn't quite place it. But
and the tattoos were throwing me.
Yes,
because he has Maori tattoos, and I'm just like, are you just appropriating the hell out of that? That's a painful tattoo to appropriate.
Yes, but also biracial because his mama looked white. I don't know.
Well, and then he mentioned that like his grandfather didn't want his mom and his dad together because of who his dad was or something like that. So yeah, it could be all kind of wrapped up together.
All kind of tied together, yeah. But he said he would, as he always says, it was a mistake. And I'm like, oh my God.
He's heard that a lot in his life, I think.
Alex, like he's just decided I have 3 PowerPoint bullet points in my life. I move around a lot. I didn't get picked for soccer and I was a mistake. I'm like, okay.
Right. Yeah.
Change your story around.
Do something different.
Her dad asked a bunch of rapid fire questions, just her dad asking questions. Her mom was there, but clearly
didn't say shit.
Her dad is the head of the household, so I talk for my family. And and ultimately, guys, Alex is a man who's a lost soul who is hoping at the very least that he can become an influencer from the show. Also because of his looks, it's in a good shell, as he kindly told us, because Alex is a salesman. Alex has no direction. Alex has no roots. And ultimately he's lost. And Alex needs to unpack a lot of things. Listen, therapy is good for everyone. Everyone should go to therapy if you can. We say it so casually, but not everyone can afford therapy, but everyone should do therapy. So I prefer to say he has a lot to unpack because now everyone loosely says, go to therapy. But it's like, there's going to therapy and there's doing the work. But I feel like Alex has a lot to unpack and a lot to work through. But the hard part is that he does think that he's a self-actualized man.
Yes.
So I don't know how that's going to happen, but this man is a lost soul.
He thinks he's done. He thinks he's done and already perfect and nothing to work on. And I'm like, you clearly have childhood issues that need to be addressed.
Yeah.
You clearly have issues with how your life you thought was going to go and didn't go that way, you're running from something, because nobody moves this often to this many places if they're not running from something or chasing after something. I'm not even sure he knows what that is, but like he
Yeah.
needs to talk to somebody about what's going on, because he's not mentally healthy the way that he could be.
Yeah, and a lot of the times people don't realize like you can change locations, but your problems are still gonna follow you.
Cody Brown. You can move every 2 months all you want. There's still going to be those same problems there.
And also, it's just very telling, and it's a choice when I forget how old he is. When you decide to keep saying, I was a mistake, you are not even consciously trying to say I was a happy accident or I was unplanned. My parents were not ready to have children. Choice of words,
Yeah.
but choosing
Hmm.
always to say, I am a mistake. It's just, I feel like he's dwelling on his failures and he just feels like he can't amount to anything because of the soccer thing, because of his parents, not being ready to have kids. And now you just
Hmm.
think and now it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like you just want to be a mistake all the time. Like, there's a lot.
Yep.
So in the line of rapid fire questions, Daddy Ashley asked, did you vote for Trump? And he says, I did not vote, but if I did, I would vote for Trump. But I'm happy that he won because he is conservative. So, yep. Didn't like
Hmm.
Alex before, but that nails it for me. Daddy Ashley did not confirm or deny where he stood, but I think we know where he stands because
Yeah.
Alex said that to be in his good graces. It's clearly something him and Ashley have talked about. And look, guys, Alex is talking like 5 miles a minute, like
Yep.
just nonstop, like saying
Running.
what he thinks her daddy wants to hear. And nothing about anything he's saying came off as authentic. Not a
No.
damn thing.
This is basically a one-on-one conversation. There's
Yeah.
other people at the table that are just not saying anything. They're not part of this talk. Ashley barely talks at this conversation. It is just her dad and Alex essentially having a dick measuring contest to like
No,
see
I
who
wouldn't
among them is
say.
better.
No,
The
I
way that
wouldn't
he
say.
was like, well, are you lying to me? I don't know. Am I lying to you? Like all that kind of back and forth repartee. I'm just like, I don't like either one of these guys. I don't like them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. I think her dad was having fun because he already deduced Alex from beginning,
Yeah.
but he's just like, I'm just gonna have fun with this. But I don't even think he thinks Alex is on his level to even have a dick measuring
I
contest
think he knows he's
with.
not on his level, but I think
Yes,
Alex
so
thinks of himself as on that
yeah.
level.
Yeah. So her dad says, you are flashy and polished, and the rest I don't know. Convince me you're real. And Alex is just like, I love your daughter. I love that. And her
Wrong.
dad just stop it. Like, no, that's not it. That's not what I'm looking for. And he's like, I can't show I can't tell you anything. I have to show it to you. It's just gonna be time. Like I'm asking you to give me the chance to do it. And it was a back and forth on that.
Hmm.
I mean, unless that's what you mean by the dick measuring contest, but I feel like her dad was just trying to get a word in, and Alex was just, no, I'm gonna finish my thought.
Yeah. It was basically like dad opening the door, hey, show me that you're worth my time and my daughter's time. And
Mhm.
then Alex saying, I'm just gonna keep on talking until like I'm out of breath, basically. And that's how I'm gonna do it. Which
Yeah,
it's the dad saying, you need to prove to me you're good enough. And Alex saying, I know I'm good enough and I'm going to show you by listing all of my accomplishments. And it's just like, that's not what he's wanting to hear. And that's not going to do it. And he doesn't, I think he's used to being able to do that. I think he's used to being able to charm people and wow
yeah,
them with this world traveler story. And I was drafted into the MLS and I went from, being a walk on to a first team All American and blah, blah. Her dad's like, I don't give a shit about any of that stuff. And he doesn't
yeah,
have like a second move to go to.
yeah. Um, her dad does say that he was a divorce lawyer and that he's used to the questions. And I think like her brother was like, "Oh, I feel so bad for you right now," which was Alex. And I was like, "No, bring it. It's fine. I
Mm-hmm.
can take it. I can take it." So in the confessional, her dad says, I don't think he's a bad person, but I don't think honesty is his strength. I'm like, clock it.
Got him. Got his ass.
Clock it. Like, listen, her dad was fun, but he still gets a huge side eye.
Yeah.
He says he'll go with what she wants. but also qualifies like, but I do want to add though, she does have a bad picker and he just laughs. Like he knows it's not gonna go
Mm-hmm.
anywhere, but he's just like, whatever. He can
I'll
do all
fuck around
that.
just for a
But
week.
also, like I said, he loves his daughter because at some point he was like, Ashley is a catch. Ashley's just like me. Ashley can get any. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So then they're back in their apartment. I can't say if that went well or not, but the parents are basically like, you like it, I love it. I'm just gonna support
Yep.
you either way. Um, they're back in the apartment. She's on her laptop. He's on his laptop, trying to pretend like he has actual work that he's doing.
Making up a career.
And she's like, "Oh, what's up? What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, Jerome Powell, like, he talks. And every time he says something, then, I have to check, the day trading." Because at some point, Ashley's dad had asked, "What do you do?" And he went on and on about day trading. And then he mentioned crypto. And I've mentioned this before. Day trading, crypto, I'm sure they're legit. But you tell me that, I'm hearing unemployed. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what you're saying or doing. That's just all I'm hearing. Then he
Yeah, I'm
talks about
hearing
the
get rich
football
quick
coach.
schemes.
Yeah, that he got a contract, for the Florida stuff, and he's trying to think about what we're doing. And she already mentioned like, "Hey, I have a conversation with my boss tomorrow. Like, I'm trying to see if I can move around in the company. They're usually flexible, but I just want to have that conversation and then I can give you information." Did not even support her in any way. Like, "Hey,
No.
okay, I hope it goes well. Let me know as soon as you know. We can talk things through, see what works. I hope it goes well. Good luck." So many options you could tell your fiance.
Yep.
But instead, he decides, like, "Listen, we need to move. I have this contract. It's all me, me, me." And like I said, he talks a mile a minute. It's like he has a paragraph in his head and everything
Mm-hmm.
needs to come out, regardless of who is across from him. And then he starts listing, like, we said Florida, we said Arizona, but Florida might be good. It aligns with us politically. We're conservative, as we talked about. They have good schools. It's where we
They
want
don't.
to be.
To be clear, they don't.
Schools where they teach half of the stuff. But
Right.
before she even digests that or even has anything to say, he brings up another thing. He's like, "While we're talking about it, the water bottles, I arranged the bottles. We did." I'm like, oh my
Oh. Oh my god. Like was the water still cold? It was in the fridge, right? So you drank it anyway. Like, who gives a damn about where the water bottles go in the fridge? They're in the fridge. They are cold. There's water in them. This is such a dumb thing to be hung up on.
Listen, at this point, he's just picking on her. And it's that cowardice
Yeah.
thing where it's just like, I'm just going to be an ass. And then whatever you do, I'm going to be like, "Hey, I didn't do anything. I thought open and honest conversation. I was just doing that." Conversation, not a one sided dump. You're just
I,
dumping on her.
I say again, manosphere podcasts. Like, it's the same shit. I guarantee to listen to the same shit where it's like, hey, pick if your woman is doing something you don't like, pick a fight with her so you can win the fight. And then she will have to apologize for something. And then she'll understand that she's not on your level. That's what all of this stuff feels like to me. Like, it's just, there's a reason all those dudes are like single and sad because like their advice don't work.
I do want to go back to something. I know her dad. Sorry, I know I gave Ashley's dad a side eye, and I just want to give him something more and worse because yes, it was fun the way.
Want to pile on real quick?
Yeah, I know that. Um, he says like he was asking questions and doing all that, and I know he was joking by saying that her picker is bad and she doesn't know how to pick men. But I'm just also remembering that he was telling Alex, like, he said, "I'm basically," when you said the manosphere thing, like, "I'm the man of the house. I'm the
Mm-hmm.
patriarch. I provide. I do all things." And I'm like, where is she learning from? Like, she's gonna pick men that are like you. Like, yes, you're
Yeah.
laughing and doing all this, but your wife didn't even say anything. She's not
No.
talking. It's not like the dynamic of the relationship don't seem to be like, "Hey, I can chime in and ha ha ha." It's like, "No, you're the man, honey. You talk and you do
Yeah.
that." Again, I don't know their relationship. I'm just, talking from outside the club, but I'm just
Very
like,
much how
that's
it
what,
felt.
yeah, that's what I'm remembering. And I'm just like, yeah, you're laughing and you're funny, but maybe you are seeing yourself, except someone without a job and you have a job, but
Right.
but you're basically aligned. They have those skits that they have on TikTok where the daughter goes to the dad and say, "Hey dad, I'm talking to this guy." and reads out all the characteristics of what he's doing, but it's all
Mhm.
characteristics of the dad. And dad's like,
Mhm.
no, you can't date him. And then you're like, it's all you. These are all the things that you do. This is basically the conversation. So maybe she has a bad picker because she's learning and thinks that, oh, I want a manly man, oh, I want this, but it's not what you want. And you need to get out of under the learned behavior and figure
Yeah.
out men who have your best interest, because she did say, we're going to talk about it, like her last relationship nearly broke her. Like, you can't have this continuous
Mhm.
string of men, and then even behind a wall you pick a man that's the same way. I'm gonna give that to Daddy Ashley. So
Yeah. No, you I learned it from watching you, Dad. Like that's what this is all about. It's just the lack of ability to see that you are a big part of the reason why she picks bad dudes is crazy to me. Like, it's all her. I don't know. But again, Manosphere podcast. Like, this is
yeah,
all where this comes back to for me.
we need to get to a world where just providing is not the only thing that's on the table, and that's all. There's a whole component to make it 360 for that. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. And she's like, well, since we're bringing up gripes, we're not being intimate and I'm horny
Here we
and you're
go.
not touching me and you're not doing that. And Alex is like, how dare you? If we're talking gripes, I say gripes. You don't say gripes, guys. This is not
Right?
what he said. This is me,
That's how it felt.
paraphrasing and creating an AI script for y'all. But he's just like I bring it up, and then he's like, but apparently, what I was saying, like she didn't say, the physical attraction, but apparently he did say it. We are missing a whole bunch of stuff
Yep,
because
we
she's
didn't
like,
see it.
yeah, you come up one day and you said like the physical attraction is not there. And then of course he's like, well, have I not shown you that I'm attracted to you?
It's
And
just so frustrating. It's
Who
all
was
so
it?
frustrating.
Wasn't it Amber who said that was it Amber? Men will stick their dick in what did she say?
A chicken sandwich.
In a chicken sandwich.
Chicken sandwich. Oh yeah, it was Amber. Amber has the best lines of this season, surprisingly enough.
Oh, she grew on me this episode.
Mhm.
I was like, yes. Then all of a sudden he starts talking about, you on your period. I don't mind sharing a tracker. I'm like, what? Then he's like,
Why do you
I
want to
don't
do that?
I don't want you to get pregnant. I was a mistake. She's like, I don't want to get pregnant either.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not getting pregnant now. It's like 2 weeks after. Like, it's just. Then we go into the whole ovulation thing, and I am always blown that these people are willing to have unprotected sex with people they just met. I'm just like,
Mhm.
if you're trusting Kinetic with the drug tests and stuff, good for you. But
Yeah.
what?
I mean, far be it from me to judge. College age me was reckless out here in these streets. These people are not in college. These are not 21-year-old Brian on dollar you call at night at the bar. Like, I don't know. These people are wild out here. And it felt like he's almost accusing her of like trying to get pregnant and trap him. Is kind of
Yes,
how it felt.
she
Where it's
said
like,
it.
I know, yeah, I know you're trying to have sex so you can have this baby and keep me here. And she's like, I don't want a baby. Again, Manosphere podcast tell dudes that's what all these women are trying to do, trying to trap you and get your good stuff. Stop listening to these people. They give
Brian,
bad advice.
How do you know what they say on the Manosphere podcast?
Oh, because I am a committed far left radical and I have to know my enemy. So like I'm in enough Facebook groups about toxic masculinity that I see all this shit and I'm like, yeah, no wonder y'all are lonely. The male loneliness epidemic is because these men deserve to be lonely. Like that's what's going on.
I don't know what to do with this information, but I will let it sit.
Yeah.
And okay.
I'm an outsider observing a lot of this mess as it's unfolding in front of me. Like plus I have a son who's 7 and I worry about him going down that road from like that Netflix adolescence. I'm just like, no. We have got to know what's going on out there so we know what to avoid and steer you away from.
Yeah. But no matter what Ashley says, basically the Gemini summary of what she's saying is, I was horny. I wanted to have sex with you, but you said you had to go out as soon as we came back. And Alex, he who is without criticism because he's perfect, turns around to her and is like, well, why didn't you fuck me last night? I'm like, whoa.
Ugh.
Whoa.
My God.
If you are going to lie, but give an explanation like, no, I needed to clear my head. I needed to go away. And was like, I have initiated enough in Cabo. Don't you think I've initiated? And I hate arguments that are like questions like, yes or no. Don't you think that I've done X, Y, Z? Why don't you think like, okay, name names. Say that someone is expressing themselves to you. sit with it for a second. Don't get
Yeah.
all defensive. You don't know each other enough yet. But it's just, why didn't you fuck me last night? Well, if you did, then maybe I would have. Have I not satisfied you? The times that we do we not? I'm like, what is the plot right now? I don't know.
You're never going to argue somebody out of how they're feeling. All right. So, like, if your partner feels something and they tell you this is how I'm feeling, it is not your place to correct how they feel and tell them they should not feel that way anymore. You can go, the best answer to give is, I didn't know that you were feeling that way. I don't want you to feel that way. What can I do so that you don't feel that way anymore? We this week on Summer House with the apology dune, instead of correcting her and how she feels, go, holy shit, like, I don't want you to feel that way. Like, I need to do better. Instead, he's like, no, you don't feel that way because I am initiating. I am doing all this stuff. It's like, well, okay, you think it's going to fix it? It's not gonna.
Watching a fight on Love is Blind is like being in the Twilight Zone. I don't know what they're fighting about. I don't understand why someone doesn't see clearly what they're saying. And then it's always so crazy that they're just like, nah, you're wrong. I didn't do anything.
That's not what it is.
I mean, she walks away, which is the only thing that she could do. But I don't know if the producer got her to come out and then they have a conversation. But I hope she adds that to reasons why she should say no to him. Alex's mom comes by and we find out why Alex is the way he is. Honestly, it's in his blood. She doesn't stay in one place either. So I don't know. I guess this is how unresolved trauma makes its way down generations because I also think she's one of those who thinks her son does no wrong. Like, you got to travel out. You got to go out there, which is great. But also, if that's what you want to do, why are you on a show about commitment and settling down?
Bingo. Well, we found out they cast him for the show, which is even crazier. Like, what do you mean? Like, I will never understand casting somebody for a dating show. If it's one of these, if it's this, if it's maths, whatever, like, what do you mean you cold called somebody on their LinkedIn page and was like, hey, you want to get married to a stranger? Like, no, these should be people who have thought about this and want to do this organically. No wonder he's crazy. Like, he didn't plan on doing this.
Well, Brian got ahead of me, but I was
I'm sorry. I got to quit doing that. My ADHD is wild, y'all. I connect dots all day long.
No, it's fine. But yes, this is the topic of conversation that we're talking about. But I think leading up to that, Alex's mom comes by and we learn that he doesn't talk about his past much, which begs the question, what the hell did you talk about in the pods? I'm thinking it's a talk fest, a gap fest. But then I remember that Alex and Ashley were like shoehorned in. We just saw flashbacks in black and white.
That's true. We got that from Vic and Christine, but they seem to be working out.
So that happened. No, we actually saw them have just one conversation, but at least it was in color and in present time.
Yeah.
But these ones were like flashback in black and white. So his mom says, like, did you talk about the girlfriend? The girlfriends are Chicago. Then there's traveling nurse. Then there's whoever. And she's like, oh, is this one? And then the mom says, no, that's not the one. And I think she realizes, okay, I'm not going to put my son in trouble. But she's just like, ask him about it. It's not going to be for me. So when she does leave, she sits him down and is like, okay, let's talk about your past. Like, she didn't waste any time. And then he was like her dad, just asking rapid fire questions. And then she's asking about it. What is your timeline? He's like, yeah, I can answer. I'm not going to bore you with that because I couldn't keep up with the timeline. I didn't know what he was saying, but he had a girlfriend that wasn't that girlfriend. Then he had a girlfriend that moved to Austin. Then he saw her when they went there. Then she was like, did you go see just her? No, I went to see other friends, but she was one of them. Did you guys hook up? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. But then went to Australia with someone. But then Ashley caught him in a lie. The thing is,
she was tracking months.
Even if Alex is saying the truth, nothing about Alex gives truth. Everything screams liar.
Stammering over his words.
But he's friends with his ex and they've hooked up. And then when he said that, then he's like, but I'm happy to cut her off if that's what if that's going to make you uncomfortable. She's like, oh, it's fine. That's cool.
You lying.
Okay. Then the lie that Ashton cut him was like, he was seeing a girl in September that he met in the gym. But then he also saw Austin girl in September. And he got contacted through LinkedIn for the show. And she's like, wait, hold up. So you were seeing this girl, and then that was the same time you went to see Austin Girl. He's like, I need to
Uh,
go back and check. Like, oh no. But it goes back to what you're saying. And I saw this a lot where people were saying like the women apply and the men are recruited. And that creates the gap on there
that's
because if
so
you're
messed
going
up.
on LinkedIn, the man is on LinkedIn, but we're hearing different jobs on here where, he's a day trader, he was a soccer coach, then he worked at a casino,
He's a
then he
fisherman.
worked as a fisherman, then he worked at, all the things. And I'm like, are we not looking for character anymore? Can we not just follow a day in the life? And then where was he when he was contacted in LinkedIn? Was he in Australia?
I
Like
think
it's not
Florida.
even Ohio. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, do the women we're just doing them a disservice. We're just getting
Hmm.
people who just want to come on, and people are here thinking they're going to meet the love of their life, and it's just a little unfair. But
It's really unfair.
the end of the conversation is basically her saying, "Don't cheat on me."
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna.
I don't know. When you have to beg your fiance not to cheat on you,
Yeah, it's not a good sign.
I don't know what to tell you. So okay, Emma and Mike.
Mm. Hmm.
Mike is really bothered by her messiness.
Yeah.
Doesn't come up once, twice, three times. It just comes up in different ways every single time that it can.
Constant. Yeah.
So I don't see the chemistry with these two.
Mm-mm.
It is I've looked hard and I just don't see it. She seems enamored by him, but it also
Mhm.
feels like I said this in the first batch. Like, I just don't think Emma was ready for this. Like, she just has a lot of things that she needs to work through. And it's just like, I think her thing is, my type is anyone who likes me. And that's not a
Yeah.
good thing to have, because then if you don't stand for something, you're gonna fall for anything. And then a whole bunch of people who should not be with you are on there. I do want to point out, I think we got something wrong last week, Brian, and
Did
thank
we?
you to Iron. Did we? That
No.
should be not surprising. Thank
Uh-oh.
you to Iron Extreme for pointing this out, because I think I said in the pods that when Emma went to Mike, that she was truthful and was like, oh, that my number
Oh,
one broke up with
yeah.
me. And she pointed out that, like, no, that it was her. She told him that her number two broke up with her, but she just told the girls that he was my number one. So she
Yeah,
just
she's
basically,
face saving a little bit.
which made sense, because I was just like, how do you switch from someone who you claim that you really like, and all of a sudden you find the next best person, and now you totally
Mhm.
love that person? So
And you
shout
can't tell
outs.
him, hey, my number one just left me, so I guess you're next. You can't tell him that.
I mean, she could easily have just said my other connection. I mean,
Could
they're
have.
words. They're words, guys.
Could
So thank
have.
you, Iron Extreme. So as of episode 7, to me, Mike doesn't seem checked in. Mike is checked
Mm-mm.
out. This is before meeting the parents, before anything. To me, he's just like, yeah, I don't think this is gonna work.
Yep.
She's asking him how he's feeling. He says he has questions that he needs answered. And the stupid manipulative, I need to have a kid, comes up. Like, his best friend is having a kid, this person's having a kid, and he's just like, I feel like I need to have a kid. And I'm like,
Gunner
be
showed us
like
the way.
Gunner. Be like
Gunner showed
Gunner.
us the way. Like, if you want to have kids, great. Makes sense to me. Then you need to be with somebody who also really wants to have kids. Because you don't want to be with somebody who you've had to convince to have a kid.
Yeah.
Like, that's not, because then not only, are there all kind of risks there, but also how much help are you going to be getting to raise this kid if you had to like convince someone to have it with you?
Yeah.
They're probably not going to be as dedicated. It's just not what you want. And like, you guys just shouldn't be together, and that's okay.
And I'm not saying there aren't people who aren't the inverse, who are just like, oh, I don't want it.
Sure.
And then they have the kid and they're like, oh my God, like, I would have missed out on this and this happened. But be true to what you're feeling right now. Like,
Mhm.
don't let the reason why you're doing something be because of someone else. It should always be because of your own conviction. So I think the mistake that Emma made was, she is kind of keeping the door open. But the
Mhm.
problem is, Mike is only looking at one exit, which is having kids, not
Yeah.
considering the possibility that I may never get there to have those kids. So it kind of feels like she's leaving the door a little open for him to have that hope.
Yep.
So they meet his mom, his family. They meet
The whole
his
family,
family.
yeah. All 90
His,
of them.
his mom does, it was just 4, Brian.
they were loud, and it seemed like there were more of them.
There was just a lot of questions. I don't even
Yeah,
know that they were loud because honestly, they were in shock half the time.
that's true.
And his mom doesn't get the whole thing. How do you meet someone? How do you fall in love when you don't know anything? And then I don't know what to make of this conversation. And I just I would
Yeah.
like to hear what people think of this conversation, but for me, I think I'm leaning towards this was a little uncomfortable because
Hmm.
his dad asked, like, have you dated Italians? And that's when I knew it was Dunzo. Like, there's no way. Mike is not going ahead with this. Mike is also one of those people, like, my family means so much to me. I'm gonna,
Yeah.
listen
I
to
need their
them.
blessing to do whatever I'm gonna do.
Yeah. So I did cringe when the mom says, "Oh, do you know how to cook? Do you like to cook?" And then Emma
Hmm.
is like, "Yeah, I love to cook. I love to cook spaghetti sauce." And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
ugh."
I get it. It is
Like,
similar to if I ask you, do you love the yeah, I love fried chicken. I'm like, anybody ask about that? That's not
yeah.
what I asked you about.
Yes, it is. And the thing is, again, because of what I think of Emma, because I never want to say like this is exactly what they are. This is just my thoughts of what she is.
Hmm.
It's just like you wanting to be accepted so bad. If you don't
Hmm.
cook, you don't cook. If you don't cook spaghetti sauce, they don't like let him fit into your world. You don't have to fit into his world. And if you don't like it, then maybe it's not meant to be. So,
Yep.
and the thing about trying to fit in is like sometimes it will never be good enough because immediately, well, you said sauce, we call it gravy, we never call it, and it's the whole thing. Like, just, I love to cook. I love to cook. I love to cook different
Yeah.
things. Don't say spaghetti sauce because they're Italians.
No. Just say I love to cook. I love learning new recipes. Maybe if you have a favorite recipe, you can teach me so I can teach her. Why am I better at this than she is? like, like there's so many ways to handle this. It was a lot. The how do you pronounce coffee? I'm just like, okay, you guys are in Ohio. All right. You can't expect
Yeah.
people in Ohio to have an aggressive New Jersey accent. Like, what are we doing?
um, they ask about kids
Hmm.
because, of course, it was going to come up, and the thing with how Emma answers, because I just think it was kind of like round away, like, oh, I'm not sure, like we'll figure it out when we get there, but he seems open to it. Is she says she needs to have that confidence and security in the person that she's with, which is not exactly what we heard. But with
No.
answering that way, then it goes back to the initial question that the mom asked. Then how can you say you love him? If you don't have the confidence, if you don't have the security that you're looking for to have kids with him, then what about this man do you think that you love? You
Exactly.
know? So
I
stick to the original, which is just like I have a genetic thing. I'm not maternal, which we're gonna hear later. Say the actual
Hmm.
things, and it's okay, you
Yeah.
know. And then his dad says, "So both your parents are Asian." I
Oh no.
I don't know what to make of this question because what are we trying to get out of this question? It's a whole thing where what is your heritage, like what country are your parents from or something, or if like
Yeah.
let's say someone meets me for the first time, oh, I hear an accent, what country are you from? But so both your parents are Nigerian, like what are we trying to get out of, like, if one is Asian, if both, I don't know. Like,
No, it felt to me very much like I have always expected him to be with an Italian girl from a very Italian family just like ours. And now that I'm realizing that might not happen, I don't know what words to say. So I don't know how to talk right now. I'm just like, this shouldn't be that big of a shock to y'all. Like, I don't, it's crazy.
I mean, she's clearly Asian. I just don't
Yeah.
no, if anyone knows what potential helpful answer to this question could be, I really would like to know.
Well, and when
And
she said that she was adopted, I thought he was gonna go, oh, like what kind of white are your parents? Like I thought that was gonna be the follow up.
yes, uh, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah. It's weird,
Yes,
man. It's not
it's
good.
true. But also the way that she answered it, and again, I don't want to put this on her, but just like, no, I was adopted by white people. Almost like, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm one of
I'm
the good
not
ones.
This is how I read
Yeah.
it. I don't know. I could be wrong, but anyone who read it
That's
right,
how it
again,
felt.
open to it. I'm open to hear all that, like to hear it.
Yeah.
But it was just, but me and Brian are on the same page. We both read it that way, and that's my
Yeah.
thing with Emma. Is like there's just a lot that needs to be done where you don't need this. Like, yes. Oh, Anyways.
Even the follow up of like, and I don't know what my heritage was. I don't really care about that. It felt very much like, hey, don't worry. Like I'm not like I look Chinese. I'm not really Chinese, man. It's fine. Like that's how it felt to me.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
So they say in the confessional his parents are like, if this is the one, not if she is the one, if this is the one, then this is the one, then we'll accept her. But everything in their body language was saying, nope, this cannot be your
Yeah.
one. You better rejigger that mindset.
Yep.
I'm not saying they weren't lovely, but sometimes you got to read between the lines where it's like, this is nice, but this is not our preference.
Yeah. It was polite, but not like it didn't feel like they. We'll talk about Vic and Christine. It wasn't meeting Christine's mom.
Yeah. No, no, no.
Like it wasn't
Like,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Her family comes by. They're not allowed into the apartment, or there's not enough space because they're in the courtyard. So outside, it's like Robin and Mary. Gotta stay
Right.
outside. So at this moment, though, I really didn't want to agree with Bree, but I kind of felt like, wait, it is bizarre that she and Chris never spoke. He was her number one. And then now I'm just like, how did you switch? And maybe because they cut it out and we didn't have like what the switch was. It was just in that moment I felt like, okay, why did you switch? And how do you feel seeing Chris and all
Hmm.
that? Even though she dodged a bullet. So two of
Sure
her
did.
sister, not her adopted sisters, but her, is it
I mean, that,
adopted? You
yeah,
can't say that.
yeah, yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, her sisters came by, two of them, and they were talking about the whole kids thing, and she was like, "Oh, I'm open and this, and these are the people who know her," and they're like, wait, you don't
You
want
said what?
kids."
Since when?
Like, you need to be clear about that. We're advocating for her because she's not actually saying what she's been saying for a while. So kudos to her sisters. There's been a lot of debate about this for actually saying, like, listen, I love my kids. Like, I have kids. I have two of them. Like, I love them. But if I could do it again in an alternate lifetime, like, I don't know if I would have kids because it is very tough. And this is coming from me who wanted it. Like, this feels that way. Someone who really wanted kids. I was born to be a mom. So how would it be for someone who does not want kids and is doing it to make their partner happy? Just want you to think about it. They weren't like absolutely not, but it's just think about that. And I know people are like, oh, how are her kids gonna feel? They'll be all right. Because she's prefaced it and said, I love my kids. Like, I'm not saying I don't love my kids, but I think there's some little things where it's like, I'm okay with this, but in an alternate life, knowing what I know now, would I go the same route? Maybe not. I don't know. You're a parent, Brian. What did you make
Yeah.
of it?
I took two things out of this. Number one, I think every parent has had a really, really rough day where it's just like, oh, like this day just kicked my ass. And like I don't know how old the kids are, but we see them later, they're young.
Mm-hmm.
So it could have just been like these kids have just been like in a mood all day. It's been a really, really rough day. That's tough. The other thing that I look at it as I have a group of friends that I play trivia with that are all like married and parents, and I have another group where none of them are married, none of them are parents. And I'm like, y'all get to do whatever you want, whenever you want to do it, huh? Y'all just decide to go to Cabo for the weekend, huh? Just do whatever you feel like. And so
Mm-hmm.
like I can understand when you at this age of your kid's life, when you are on call at all times. There
Mm-hmm.
are no days off, there is no downtime, you're working the whole time. Seeing somebody who has that kind of freedom can make you a little bit jealous.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it's somebody where it's like, and I also have always wanted that, and now all of a sudden I'm switching up, I think she was just like, I am rescuing my sister from this fate. She's going to wind up having kids with this guy. She doesn't want kids in the first place. Her life is going to change in a way that she's not going to enjoy it. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, let me just swing in and try to stop this. But boy, I would never say that in front of my kid. I wouldn't be like, hey,
Yeah.
man, if I had to do it again, I don't know, man. Like
Yeah.
you, that would hurt my feelings. But I think that she was just really kind of going into overdrive to try to keep Emma in the mindset that she's always had.
Yeah. And when I say like the kids would be okay, I think I mean like I feel like sometimes two things can be true. Like I don't think like nothing in me feels like she's like, "Oh, I don't love my kids. I don't want my kids," or stuff like that. Like she actually
Yeah.
like, and hopefully like the kids feel the love because she is there, she is present for the kids, but she did
Mhm.
say something like there's something to living your life, to doing the things that you want to do. So I don't know. I guess
Exactly.
there'll always be two sides of that, but I didn't feel it. I didn't take it to mean like fuck them kids.
No,
I did
I don't think it was
not.
that. I think it was just like, man, this is a whole lot of work every single day for like a decade or
Yeah,
more. Like it's a lot.
yeah. So, um, he says that they asked him how he feels, and he says he's open. Oh well, he was trying to be open, but he doesn't think that he can. I'm like, here
No,
is where you say it in front of her parents. Like, have a conversation and be like, listen, I thought about it, and I don't think
I
that
gotta
this
have
is
kids.
gonna work. But either way, people need to be honest about their stances. So
Hmm.
she they it suddenly becomes the Emma show. I thought they were here to meet and get to know Chris, but they start talking about Emma and talking about when she was younger and talking about, the mental roadblocks that she went through. And she was like, listen, I had a good life. Like, I wasn't even bullied. I had great friends. It was just always feeling othered. She didn't
Hmm.
actually say that. I don't know why she's making allowances. Maybe this is probably the mindset of being adopted, that if you haven't been through it, you don't know. And
Yeah.
it's like she doesn't want to sound like she's ungrateful, and doesn't want to sound like, hey, they didn't do a good job or whatever, like they love
Hmm.
me, so I don't want it to come off the wrong way. But it seems like she's accommodating other people's feelings over hers, and that has been the
Hmm.
block, and probably why she doesn't even want to find out about her stuff. So she says like it was just more mental roadblocks of feeling not being chosen, and just not being seen. So when her parents said, you had mental roadblocks, and they were like, because of your scar, I said, huh? You
Hmm.
don't know? Like,
Yeah.
what? And she's like, I
Well,
wasn't bullied, I just felt different. I mean, I kind of felt like we were back in the pods. The pods is like the
yeah.
therapy session, and we talk about
Yep.
it. And she said, and I'm just like, this is always like, sometimes the issue, like, it's just her parents have good intentions. I don't think there's any malintent or anything like that. But when you don't have to, it doesn't cross your mind. You don't
Hmm.
think about it, because she just said, I just felt different. And it's just because she was Asian in a sea of white.
Hmm.
And, that happened to her, and she had to deal with that on her own. They said, oh, she just came in and she would go to her room and shut the door. And I'm like, and that you were like, oh, she's fine.
I mean, but it's well, but I think parents see what they want to see. And I
Mm,
think that, I mean, there are a lot of like angsty teens that just do that and they're fine. And they just are like angsty teenagers with the fix. It's just that that's how some kids are at that age. So I think wanting to see the best and wanting to not think about, is my kid struggling with something? You're
mhm.
just like, yeah, that's just how Emma is sometimes. She comes home, she closes the door, whatever, she's fine. As opposed to, I need to go and have a talk and like make sure everything is okay. It's just, I don't want to. I don't want to confront that as a possibility. Everything's good. We're fine with this. It's all good.
Yeah, and I do wish we knew the extent of maybe conversations that we had about her
Hmm.
heritage or anything like that. Like, do you feel any way? I think that's what I mean. Is like, if it's not in the stream of consciousness, like, oh, she's loved, hope she feels safe, and then that's it. But we don't need to go beyond in like, hey, do you ever feel XYZ? But also, she had sisters. So, but
Yeah,
they did mention though that the sisters had left, so
yeah,
she
because she
kind of
was the
became
youngest.
like their only child, and that was it. But I will say this, because I don't want to be a hypocrite, even though I can be a hypocrite. I got on Patrick, I got on Devontae with an A, and it's just like, if you feel this way as you get older, we have resources. Even if
Yes.
it's not about going deep and finding like your actual, bio parents, that's your choice. If you want to
Yeah.
or not, that's okay. But if it's in terms of like just understanding or feeling like you're different, find a community. There's a solution for
Yeah.
that. Like, there are
Well, find a
resources
community.
for that.
And also talk to your parents, because it seems like this is the first where parents are hearing about a lot of these struggles. So
Yeah.
like, even if you're not going to go to actual therapy or seek out a larger community to discuss this with, at a minimum talk to your parents, because it's not a critique about them. It's not
Yeah.
saying you guys didn't do enough and this is your fault, but it's helpful for your parents as an adult to know things that you struggled with when you were younger. Like
Yeah.
they need to know about this kind of stuff sometimes.
Yeah. And just, to round this conversation up, it goes to the point of like when she said like she was never chosen, aka, people didn't want to date her and all that. But
Hmm.
the flip side of it is, if she did find a community, we find situations like Anna. I mean, I'm not equipped to have this conversation, guys. So, always willing to learn. Let me know. Where they themselves are not interested or attracted to other Asian people. So the complaint
Yeah.
is, I don't mean just Asian people. I'm talking about Emma specifically, where she's like, I'm not being chosen, but like I think she mentioned that her previous boyfriend was Italian also.
Mhm.
So it seems like her type also became Caucasian men. So it's like there's work to be done on both
There's a
sides.
lot to unpack.
Again, it's not I feel for her for what she went through, and I always say this, we all go through some different form of it growing up, but as you get older, what are we doing to fix this? Which is why I kind of support the thing of I don't want to have kids, because when you have kids, and this is what I said about Patrick too, what are you going to tell your children? Like, if you don't have that resolved, let's not pass it down and make it a cycle of generations. But if it's just I don't know. It's not
Yeah.
easy, but just suggestions for that. So anyways, the brother-in-laws come in afterwards and they all say that they like him, and then they bring the kids in there, and of course Mike is like, this doesn't do anything for you. No, go away.
Nope. It makes him be a great aunt, and that's it.
Yeah. So I mean, it was nice. I think the only thing I felt was like it became the Emma show. And it was like
Yeah.
Mike wasn't there, but maybe it was editing. But yeah, that
Yeah.
was it. Okay. I didn't mean to make that heavy, but it came out that way. Amber and Jordan. Listen, Amber was MVP of this episode.
Yep.
She immediately went to go see her daughter, and it was a great reunitation. This is what she
Reunitation.
said. But she
Yeah.
corrected
Oof.
herself. Um, oh, did someone message me or did I read this? I think someone messaged me. Someone messaged me to say like we were talking about her accent last time, to say that she sounds like Carolyn from last year's Traders or Survivor, whichever one you know her
I've not
from.
watched.
You didn't watch it, and I was like, yes, you are absolutely right. So thank you for saying that. They visit each other's homes. Jordan has rotten food in there, and we get a quick shot of a degenerated toothbrush. Like, are you putting it over fire? Why does it look like it's
Right.
melting?
Something happened to it.
They talk about the distance between their houses. She has a house that she bought for cheap and renovated from top to bottom. He has a townhome. It's Columbus and Mount Vernon. I looked it up and saw that it was like 53 to 60 miles. And then the next scene was like, oh, it's an hour away. And I was like, what did I do all that Googling for? So he says like he'd rather like they buy something new and
Mhm.
start from the beginning. Her brother comes by and it was just great. And we find out that Jordan has met Emma's dad, Emma being Amber's child, not Emma of Beyond.
Right.
And they met off camera, as it should be. The whole thing. It doesn't
Yes.
have to be a thing. It doesn't have to be on camera, but they had a conversation and they're fine. And I really like that, for them. They meet Jordan's family, and I like this too. They seem to be going wrong, and it just clicked, and I know it's so obvious that this is a season heavy with people who don't know if they want kids. I mean, I
Yeah.
think they should know, but they're like saying, hey, I might not be 100% in it. So I do think that is going to be the issue with Jordan and Amber, where it's like he's making do, but he's not been in the day to day of
Mhm.
having a kid. And like you're saying, like she's 7, she's in the throes of you
Yeah,
being
this
an
is a
Uber
kid.
driver. You're gonna be an Uber driver, you have to figure out all these things, like your life is dictated, like even with where they're gonna live right now. Amber is like, listen, the schools, we kind of have to keep the continuity, and this is what did I just say?
I wasn't even going to say nothing.
Please say something.
Well, why correct that? That seems rude.
I caught myself, guys. It's been a long week. Oh my god, it's been a lot. Okay, so it's like what was a couple in France? They had that whole thing.
I don't even know anymore. I forget these people as second the season ends.
So
Yep.
again, they're going well. They're going great. So the only thing might be him adjusting to the fact that there's a child in the mix. Okay, Christine and Vic. They are in a what did I say on Threads? They are in a different show.
Yep.
I love their show. Their show is really nice. The spinoff is really, really nice, and it's
very
just
sweet.
like a warm blanket. I really like it. I don't know why it's on phones. Sometimes it's not, and this choice, make it a mix. Yes, I know you want the drama, but this is your one hope, maybe.
If not for scenes in the lounge, you could have convinced me this is all filmed separately. And like, we just needed a couple that was going to work. We got these two people together. They're great. We're going to pretend they were in the pods and met there. We're going to send them to a different place because this is a month after everyone else. You could have convinced me this is all filmed like altogether separate, if not for the scenes of them in the lounge together with the other couples.
Where are they living? We can't afford an apartment.
I don't know.
This budget thing is really
I guess
ridiculous.
Netflix is buying Warner Brothers. They have money to do this stuff. It's crazy to me.
Like you couldn't find a nearby hotel, like something. Like
Uh-uh.
we literally. But where are they living? Are they living together or living in their apartments?
I have no idea
Because
because
that's
the
a
show won't
complete.
tell us.
Honestly, if I were them, I wouldn't even do it because you are just robbing me of my experience. Like they're not
Mhm.
getting the experience of everybody else. So
But it's working so much better for them. So like, whatever they're doing's going good.
they dive straight into meeting her mom, and uh her mom is really nice. I mean, her mom is
Yeah.
just grateful. Like you don't get the feeling like listen. Sometimes when you see like an interracial couple and they're going to meet, your heart is in your throat and you're like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, what are they going to think about this?" and all that. But no, she was really receptive. She didn't even act like, people like to act like other races. I'm black, so I'm going to talk about like being black is like, oh, this. Where are you from? Who are just
Mhm.
a human being? Just happens to be black. That's just what it is. So
Yeah.
it was just. I'm not giving her props for the bare minimum because it sounds like
No.
that. I'm just saying that my heart was not in my throat. Like after the initial, and I was like, okay, she seems welcoming, and it's not like a situation where she feels like, oh, I have to adjust to this. So that was nice
Yeah.
to see. She did say though, like, what is someone like you doing on a show? I said, what? But then she was like,
What you mean?
with your education and what you do. And she was like,
Yeah.
even for her, my daughter, like she doesn't fit the mold. Like, I don't know what that means either.
Well, why are I mean, you're not why are you a single loser on a TV show? But then we also get her later on and be like, and he's fucking hot. So like I think that's
Yeah.
also part of it. Like, how are you looking like this with
Yes.
your job on this show?
Yes. You don't seem like unstable or you
Right.
don't seem like you're just here for
You don't seem
clout.
like a
Like you
mess at
seem
all.
genuine and stuff like that. So, but I was
Yeah.
like, you're on watch, mama. I'm watching you.
Hmm.
What are you
I
saying?
was concerned.
So, but her mom was cute. She seemed very fascinated by the whole process and by Vic. And like you said, she thinks he's hot. And whenever they say they know things that no one else knows, because I think Christina was like, Vic knows things I've never told anyone. I'm like, so do the producers. What are you talking about? Like,
Yeah, it's on camera.
it's on camera. But they end the visit with a quick prayer. So that was also nice because they share their faith together. So
Mhm.
again, they're on two different shows. They went pickleballing. Wait, pickleballing? They went to play.
From now on, it is always gonna be pickling ball to me. It's like attorney's general. It's pickling
You
ball.
guys, I'm so sorry. It's been a long week. They went to play pickleball. I should
There
have
you
gone
go.
that route first. And Brian, you're the worst.
I
And
know it. I know.
they walk through a garden and they talk about the way they're so casual about stuff like, oh, we're aligned, like, 2 years and we get a house and we get kids. Like, yeah, we're going to do that. And then even the way that they talk easily about race and how, how she seems open, like you said, I'm going to learn, I'm going to do all that. And I do like that she's like, it's not a fear, but it's just like she asked him, like, how do you feel having a white woman, as the mother of your kids? And he's like, I don't
Mhm.
have any fear, and he feels okay with it. And she does say, like, the only thing, like, it's not really a big thing, but I can adjust, is like the fact that I just know I have to accept the fact that I'm not going to be able to relate 100% with my kid because I'm
Yeah.
not going to have the experience. They talk about, the things that biracial kids, go through. But I mean, they're just going to do their best because the thing about children is you can do your best. You're not going to hit it 100% out of the park, but depending on what you believe in, the rest is up to God or the universe and just hope for the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah. I mean, well,
So,
and it's you have to be aware. It's a good sign they're not oblivious about this, where they're not
yeah,
going into it saying, I don't know, it's all going to work out, I'm sure. It's like, no, you have to take intentional steps
yeah.
to be aware of what your kid is going to run into and prepare them for that. And also be prepared for them to tell you things you did not know they were going to experience and have something to say about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the final thing for them, she takes him to her hometown, and she does say in one line that sometimes she wonders if she's good enough for him. So
Mhm.
they seem to be going well. We got a preview of maybe something might not be so great, but I don't know what that thing is going to be. But
These previews are all chock full of lies. I don't believe.
okay,
I think they're gonna be fine.
okay. I'll quickly go through Bree and Connor. Someone pointed out again. I'm so sorry. I should have got names, but someone let me know that Bree reminds them of Gina from The Real Housewives of OC, and I'm like, yes, I
Oh
agree.
yeah, no, I see
I
that.
agree with that completely.
Yep.
Anyways, as usual, Breezy's complaining, expressing a fear and how she wants to feel 100%. I don't want to be in a failing marriage. And then Connor's like, my family doesn't believe in divorce. Like, divorce a lot. I don't know why people think this is a flex. Again, it's
It's not a
not.
flex.
So,
Stay in that unhappy marriage forever. That's not a flex.
and she's like, my background. And he's like, yeah. And then he's like, yeah, we're all we fucking got. And then she's all like, why do you have to say fucking God? I'm like, girl, everything is not a battle. Like, even if you don't
No.
like it, like, just save it. You don't have to nitpick
Why
all
are you
the
mad about
time.
this? Yeah.
As if things weren't already serious. Like, he's just chilling in his bed. And she's like, why did you choose me? But, he gave a great answer. He said all the things and, they have a
Hmm.
nice moment. So they go to each other's houses, fully expected Bree to pick on him, and she did not disappoint. He talks about how he bought his home 2 years ago, and she's just like, you rather have a man cave than have a garage. This is a frat house. This is this, just on and on and on. Ugh.
She does a thing that I didn't realize drives me crazy until I saw her doing it. She talks about this man in the third person constantly. Oh, he's got a headboard. Oh, he's a poet. Oh, he does dishes. Like, you're not narrating your life. I wanted to scream with
Yeah.
how often she did this. I'm just like, you have got to stop. Just say, oh, you wash this. That's great. You wash your dishes. Oh, you're a poet. But instead of being, oh, he's a poet. Oh, he has a man cave. Who told you this was cute? Stop doing that. Knock it off.
They go see her mom, and she's just, again, a mile a minute, and she's like, oh, we just came from a frat house. And you could see it on her mom's face, like,
Yep.
you can't say certain things, like, we know it's a joke and we know how you are, but you gotta, reel it back a little bit. But her mom does
Mhm.
say, like, listen, I trust your judgment and all that. She does say that she needs the confidence before bringing her dad in, and her mom was like, yep, your dad is gonna be tough.
Yeah.
So they get home. I mean, it went well, I think, because she kept saying negative things though to her mom, but I think her mom is used to her. But I wish we saw on camera her mom saying, like, you can't, talk to him that way
Yeah.
constantly. Like, it's
You
gonna
can't
be
do that.
exhausting. So they go home, they're making dinner, and she's basically mommying him and nitpicking at everything. I've said it before in a lot of the shows that we've talked about. You are not going to want to bang a man that you mommy. It's
Mm-mm.
just them's the rules.
You're not
So
supposed to. If that's your
yeah,
kink, I'm not here to judge, but like that's not most people, I don't think.
yeah, yeah. So they both respectively get text. That's when they get the text from Chris and Jess, and they're talking. But that just ends there. And then the only thing we see is the follow up when Chris and Connor have a conversation. So they
Mhm.
meet Connor's family. Like, they are just so happy. I mean, again, Brie can't stop talking, but they love it, and it seems to work. But she actually says nice things about him. Like,
Yeah.
for the first time, like, she wasn't like just going on and on, but she actually says nice things about him, and his parents are lovely. So it was a good
Yeah.
meetup. Okay, let's round out the episodes with the meetup. I think it was just a bowling thing, and they finally let Christine and Vic to the main stage. They come
Yep.
over for the meetup. So I
I know you
wonder,
guys.
I wonder how long into the process this was. Like, honestly, this could actually even be the first thing they filmed. And then
It
everything
might be.
else wasn't afterwards, because they're like, okay,
Mhm.
just come on down and let's see. By the time they saw, like, people are breaking up, like, okay, let's
Yep.
just have this. Because I just feel like when they were in Malibu, probably not the same time as Cabo.
Mm-mm.
This was all like shoehorned way after. So they show up to the meetup and everyone is so excited, to see them. Kaya, Kia, Kia shows up and
Mhm.
Kevin shows up. They don't show us a conversation.
Nope.
Tyler does not show up. They're the only people, and Priyanka, that that show up? What
Priyanka,
was
who we didn't see in the pods at all.
we did see in the
Got all-
pods?
Did we see her in the
Remember
pods?
that I talked about her, like saying like she was the one who was hugging everyone and who was like
Oh, but I
consoling
mean, like
people.
in the pod conversation. We
Oh,
didn't
in
see
the
her
pods
dating in the
conversation.
pods.
Oh no,
Yeah,
no, we didn't.
yeah.
No, we didn't. But why did just three couple people show up?
There could be others that we just don't know who didn't get on camera, didn't get a name card. I don't know how they pick who.
But just
Why
three.
wouldn't you want to come? Yeah, it's weird. It's very
Usually
strange.
the whole group comes, but
Usually
we just
everybody's there.
three, and
Yeah.
then we didn't get a conversation with Kevin and Kia. So
Right.
I just don't.
Right. I'm not sure what we're doing.
Kaya. How do you say her name? Kaya.
It's
or
Kia. I think it's Kia.
Kia? Okay.
Yeah.
So Bree casually says that, oh yeah, Chris sent me a friend request and then he DM'd me and just said, oh yeah. And he was like, call me. And I'm like, casually? Did you tell Connor? Is this the
You know
first
she
time?
didn't.
Then Emma's just like, Chris bought followers. And we're like, oh my God, this man cannot stoop any lower. And then he
No.
went to a strip club and then he posted a picture. Ew.
Wait, hold on. Have you seen his Instagram profile picture?
Nope. I don't
I'm gonna
want
text you. Y'all won't see it on the pod. I'm gonna text you right now. I got it last night. It is an aggressive fake AI image of someone else. This is not this man.
Oh my God.
But I will send it to you right now. I just texted you. Like
Okay.
it looks insane. I'm just like, everything about this man is a walking red flag.
So he told Connor that he goes for 21 to, oh God. This is like, this
Right?
picture is like
is
the
that
lead
man?
is the lead singer of Lib, the band.
Who is that man? That's not you. We've seen you. That's not you.
That's Chris O'Connor.
Insane.
Wow. He told Connor
Uh-huh.
that he goes for 21 to 25-year-olds and, you know, she's 38. So what were you doing from beginning? And then Amber MVP
Yeah.
is like, he's a narcissistic fuck and fuck those
Mhm.
pussy ass bitches. That's why I keep saying that. He's too fucking short to be this cocky. I'm like, facts,
Yeah.
bro.
She read him to death.
So Chris strides in with not a care in the world. So does Jess. And I love women. I really do because they rally for Jess. And while they're there, they start screaming, making sure that they hear, you look so good. Your body
Mhm.
is tea. Do you work out? Do you do-"
They
And
have her back.
Chris is just out there saying, I know they fucking hate me. I mean, it was very curse heavy. So is this episode. I'm sorry, but I'm just repeating
Mhm.
what they said.
He's trash.
And the Labubu is over there grinning. He doesn't care. And he's like, this is when he begins. I don't give a flying fuck. Priyanka shows up. So as she's walking in, Alex is with, I don't know who he's with, but they're like, who is it? He's like, I'm not sure. Is it I think it's Priyanka. I'm not sure. But then they have a confessional outside and the producer is like, you know her? It's like, yeah, I know her. She's been in my
Known her for
friend group
years.
from Chicago for a while. I'm like, oh my God. I can't. And he's like, listen, I didn't want to say that I knew her. I don't want to tarnish her experience, so I just didn't say anything. Does Ashley know this?
You know she doesn't.
Did Priyanka know he was there? Did she tell anyone? Did she also not say anything? Why didn't she say anything? Why did we not get a confessional that she knows who Alex is? There is speculation that Priyanka might be his Chicago girlfriend, or she
Could
knows
be.
of the Chicago girlfriend, and he's probably playing nice, like don't spill my secrets. Like,
Right? It would have been nice to see a moment of them meeting each other in the pods where it's like, oh, are you okay, well, we can't, let's just end this now. Some acknowledgement that what their knowledge was of the other during the pod portion of this.
yep, we were robbed of the story, but I will say I will wait for the reunion, but you know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Jess is telling them the story of everything that happened with Chris, and Amber was just ready to fight. I'm like, yes, we're with
Yep.
you. And then we see that he slid into another person's DM that same night that they broke up. Then he goes to the bathroom, and I don't know who he's talking to.
It's Alex.
It was Alex? Of course it was
Yeah,
Alex.
it was
And we
Alex.
hear him on the mic, and he's just like, Bree's so hot, and I just want to talk to her. And he was like, Connor, I don't care. I don't care what is he gonna do? Is he gonna beat me up? Psh, I don't care.
You're 5'1", probably.
The thing about Alex is so cunning that he knows he's not saying
Mhm.
anything incriminating he's like, I'm mic'd. I'm not
Yep.
gonna do that. I just want to know when the whole conversation with Brittany is gonna come up because he's getting away with this, and I'm just like, how is this happening? So
Yeah, I don't know.
Um, Chris thinks it's a compliment to tell Amber that everyone thinks that she's too much for them because Amber is with Jordan and they're talking to them, and you can tell that Chris is sauced, like he has alcohol
He's
in his system.
hammered.
Like, even though everyone thinks you're too much, but if anyone can handle it, is Jordan. And I don't know, Jordan keeps saying that Chris is nice, and he keeps telling Amber, like, be nice to him. I'm like, why?
I don't
Why
know.
should she be nice? Like, no, your girl doesn't
Don't
like
be
him.
mean to that
Like,
man.
listen, because she's a good judge of character. So
Hmm.
Chris tries to explain himself, and she says, okay, she's just standing there, and then she just goes, you think you're gonna get another hot doctor? And then she walks away. I
Walks
mean,
off.
I didn't think it was
And
that
he
much of
stood
a
there unable to speak for seconds after this. He didn't know what to say.
it's so
I
crazy.
don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah, he does say that. He says, I
Yeah.
don't care if he's a neurosurgeon. And then he says, I don't give a flying fuck 100 times. And they're making
Oh
fun of
my
him.
god.
And then they start talking. I think it was him, Bree, Ashley, and Emma.
Emma,
And
yeah.
Bree is out there defending him as he's saying his stupid talk and talking about, it's just a discipline. I get it. And he's basically talking shit about
Yep.
her. And I just hate that the women stood there, all three of them. I'm not just putting that on Bree.
Yep.
I'm just like, I'm not listening to this. Like, if Amber was there, she would have taken control. But it's like, I'm not giving you 1 second to say anything bad about
No.
her. But Bree's trash for even defending him. Like, the way he was talking was disrespectful, especially about your fiance.
Incredibly.
Like, he even
Incredibly
said
disrespectful.
that Jess was the worst he's ever had. Why are we
Multiple
even
times.
there to listen to him say that as a full sentence, like you said multiple times?
It's again to go back to it. This is manosphere bullshit. It is. I need to break you down in order to get what I want from you. And I think he's just fully on tilt at this point, realizing, everyone's gonna know that I suck, essentially. Like, oh, I did this whole thing with I only date 21 and 25-year-olds, and like all of this stuff is just foul. And so I think he just doesn't understand how to speak to women. And this is what he has been told will be effective communication to women. Like, I don't know what he's doing.
Like, it's not it at all. But
Mm-mm.
they leave. That's Emma and Ashley, and Bree decides that she's gonna stay to talk to him, and she's telling him, "Oh, I'm on no one's side," and I'm like, "You
should
should be
be.
on a side. Like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about? Like, this is not okay." Because if Connor was talking about her like that, she would not,
No.
take that line down. So why are
No.
you letting that happen to someone else? Like, I'm curious to see. I mean, they're already doing pod interviews, so I'm curious to see what she's saying already. So he starts, like, talking crap about Connor and saying that
Yep.
Connor is very submissive, that he could have turned it up the notch and got her, and Connor wouldn't have been in existence. And then he's like, so is he the best sex you've ever had? And she's like, no, but it's good. Why are you answering him? Why are these people having
Why are you talking to
conversations?
him?
But it's because they don't really recognize their engagement. It has to be the only reason, because
Well, yeah. I think it's
just,
that, and I think she loves attention. I
yeah.
think it's the same reason that she wanted him to talk to her and pull her aside in Cabo. She just likes to have attention on her, and this is attention on her right now.
I mean, I guess that's what it. No, we have had some people who worked out from this experience, but it's just a lot of unhealed people are coming to these things because he's just like, she's like, oh, maybe you just have the ick. And he's like, no, it's not the ick. It's horrible. Like, it's just terrible. And I'm like, Bree, even entertaining this is trash. Like,
It's messed up.
you cannot try me. Mm-mm. But, like, you heard everything he said and you're still listening. You heard
Yep.
everything he said about another woman. And you know what? That explains why we're in the predicament we're in right now, honestly. Because
Mhm.
if you don't think that, oh, it's not me, so it's fine, but we need to have the community. If you can say it about one person, when he gets tired of you, then what is he going to say?
You're
But
next.
also, I'm not going to lie. I just kept looking and I was like, did Bree tell us, does she do Pilates every day? What is he?
Well, when they talk in the pods and he was like, oh, I'm gonna push you to like do hard shit and like be your best self. Like, that's what I love. I want someone to push me and make me better. Like, I think that's where all this comes from for him. I don't know. It's insane to me.
Even for Bree to fix her mouth to say, oh, it's the discipline, I get it. She's a doctor. Do you know the
Yeah.
discipline to go through med school? Do you know
Right.
the mental warfare she has to go through every day? And
an infectious disease doctor at a hospital.
My
Like,
God.
discipline. Kiss my ass.
My God. I don't know. She's gonna be at the reunion. And I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Like, I really should have stood up. That was a bad judgment on my part.
Yep.
Whatever. But
Whatever.
yeah, that was it, guys. That was that was lengthy.
Oh.
That was lengthy. I thought it was less episodes, so it would be less, but you know. But yeah, that was it. I mean, it is entertaining. Like, I will say that this has been a more entertaining season. Like, it's been okay so far. So we'll see how it plays out. I think by the next batch we should have the first wedding. We're gonna not know what they're gonna say, but we'll have the first wedding. And just a reminder,
Yeah.
we'll say it again next week that we will cover the final weddings. The episode is just the weddings together with the reunion. So again, we'll let you know closer to that time. All right, Brian, do you want to share with people where they can find you?
Yep. I am hosting Maths Virgin. We are talking about season 13 of Married at First Sight right now. Jose just locked Rachel out of the apartment. So if you want to know where we're at, that's where we're at. You can follow us on Instagram and Threads at Maths Virgin and join our Facebook group, the Maths Virgin Fan Club. We do a lot of jokes and memes and just general reality TV talk in there. I've been posting a lot of things about the Tyra Banks interview on the Next Top Model documentary and how she is a delusional maniac. So enjoy that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, speaking of that, I'm going to have an episode out talking about that with a guest. So look out for that. And over on Patreon, I have my part one recap of Bridgerton on there with Aid. And I will have a ready to love recap of the reunion also over on Patreon. Give me a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and stay subscribed so you don't miss out on any new episodes. So until next time, guys, bye.